Okay, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to this meeting. I think the original title of the meeting says question and answer session. And to a degree, I would still like to maintain it that way. I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to ask questions. And when we run out of questions, then I can maybe present a few other things which I have already prepared. So if anyone wants to start with the questions, I do hope you prepared your question because last week and a few previous weeks, people are not really asking enough questions. And I can see on the various social media platforms, people are then asking questions randomly. You know, how can I do this? How can I do that? When is this company going to pay dividend? This is the problem I'm having with my stockbroker. But you have the opportunity now. So please ask your question now. Anybody can start and ask your question. Anybody want to go first? Or does it mean nobody have a question? Everybody just want to listen, no questions. Does anybody have a question?
So good evening, please.
Good evening.
Yeah, for me, I would just like, I don't really have a question per se, but to listen more, but and at least okay, let me just put it this way, that at least to have a broader understanding of the of um of trading.
Yeah, stock investing. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I have an understanding of okay, yeah. Z, can you ask your question, please? Z, can you unmute yourself? I can see Z raising up his hand. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. So my question is, I just want to know, what do we look out for when we want to purchase a stock? If we don't want to go with the what everyone says, buy this, buy that. So what should we really look at in the company before purchasing it?
Okay,
That's my
right.
question.
Okay, that's a good question. So I like that question because quite often I've seen many people on different social media platform. Oh, should I buy this stock or should I buy that? They are not asking what to look for. They just want somebody to validate them. Or if they see other people just talking about any particular stock, then they too want to go ahead and buy that stock. So your question is, what should you look for if you want to buy a stock? Okay, Z, can you please put your hands down because I'm asking your question now so that anybody else who wants to ask question can also raise their hand. Okay, so what you need to look for. Can everybody mute themselves, please? Can everyone mute yourself? Actually, let me see if I can just mute everyone. I might have to mute everyone.
Emmanuel, mute.
Right. Okay. I think I've muted everyone. So anybody who wants to ask question can then unmute themselves and then ask their question. So the lady asked, what should you look for when you want to buy a stock? There is something called a standard matrix, and there are probably almost about 20 of them, and it covers different things. You need to learn the standard matrix. And there are different ways you can learn the standard metrics. If you go into stock analysis, there is a website called stock analysis. And it's not just only stock analysis that have this information called standard metrics. You can also find it in Trading View or Stock Bubbles or ft.com. So when you go into any of these websites, you will see the name of the stocks and you will see all this information, earning per share, payout ratio, dividend yield, PE ratio. You know, there are so many of them. They are there in those websites. They do explain them. And where you need a computation, they give you a bit of information on how to do the computation. But majority of the standard metrics, you don't need any computation. You just need to read and understand. For example, one of the actually, let me see if I can log into stock analysis and actually show you, because sometimes it's better if you see it than me just explaining it. So let me see if I can log in and then you can actually see what I'm talking about. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, can you please tell me what you can see on my screen? What can you see on my screen? You need to unmute yourself and tell me what you can see on my screen so that I will know if you are seeing the correct information. I need someone to tell me what you're seeing so that I can know you're seeing the right information.
No, we are still seeing your slides.
My slide.
Yes.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay. What can you see now?
Yes, the analysis.
Okay, so you can see stock analysis now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is stock analysis. You want to buy stocks. You come in here and let's say, this is my own portfolio, but let me just go to the very beginning. So let's say you click on stocks and give me an example of a stock you might want to buy. Just give me an example, any stock.
MTN.
MTN, okay. So you come in, you click on stocks, compare stocks, and then you type in MTN. And then you make sure that it is MTN that is listed on the Nigerian exchange, NGX. Because sometimes you find other stock exchanges that have a similar name to some of the stocks on the NGX. So just make sure it has NGX MTN. Okay, so let's assume you want to buy MTN and you come here. You've put it there. You can maybe just check the information on one stock, or you can compare two stocks together, maybe MTN and Airtel, if you are looking for stock in the same sector. Or maybe you want to compare two different sectors and you're thinking, okay, should I buy something in the telecommunication sector, or should I buy in the banking sector, or should I buy in the agri sector? So let me just put, let's say maybe Dangote Cement as a second option. We look at them one at a time and then we look at them together. So that's Dangote Cement. Okay, so now I've got MTN and I've got Dangote Cement. But let's focus on MTN first. So you come down here and you can see under symbol, you can see MTN. So you click on the on the ticker name, they call it ticker name, the stock name. No, well, yeah, I think they call it ticker name or you call it stock name. So you click on MTN. Now you come here. You can see that the current market price of MTN is 826 naira 50 kobo. Now, what are the things you need to look for? For me as a person, the first thing I want to look at is the return on investment. So if I buy this stock now, in 5 years' time, or even in 12 months' time, how far can this stock go? How far can it grow? What will be the price 12 months down the line? So basically, I have to look at how has the stock performed over the last 12 months. Then that can give me an idea of what to expect in the next 12 months. Though there is a saying that past performance is not synonymous with future performance, but still, you can get a good idea of how a stock will perform in future if you can look at its historical information. Okay, so if we are going to look at the return on investment for MTN, so let's look at the return on investment for MTN. Just bear with me one moment. That still doesn't give me the information. Okay, let's look at this graph for a minute. Can you all see this graph? If we are looking for, okay, you can see where it says 1M, YTD, 3M, 6M, 1Y, 5Y. So 1M means how did this stock perform in the last 1 month? So if I click on 1M, in the last 1 month, you can see how the price has gone up and then come down and then rise again. Let's look at 3 months. This is how it has performed in 3 months. And this is 1 year. So basically, you should be looking at a minimum of 1 year, how the stock performed at least a minimum of 1 year. Because if you are looking at 3 months or 6 months, that does not give you enough information. So you should look at 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. That gives you a good idea of how the stock has performed, and you can then use that to determine whether you should buy it. Because if over a period of 5 years, it has done well, if over a period of 5 years, it has done well, then there is a very high probability that it will do well in future. So in the last 1 year, if you put the cursor here, around July 23, 2025, MTN was 400 naira. And as at today, 19th of July, it is now 823 naira, which means within a period of July, August, September, October, November, okay, August 2025. So within a period of maybe less than 1 year, it has increased by more than 106% within 1 year, 12 months. Let's see how it has performed in 5 years. So if you bought MTN 5 years ago, you would have paid 165 naira. And today it is worth 826 naira. So that should give you an idea that if you buy this stock, then you're going to get a good return on your investment. Plus the fact that you also need to check the dividend. Has it been paying dividend? Because these are the things I will check. Has it been paying dividend? Again, look at the dividend history. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2025, and 2026. I think in 2024, there was a MTN didn't pay dividend in 2024. And that was an exceptional situation because for many years, MTN has paid dividend and it has paid good dividend. So I can exempt it if it did not pay in 2024. So again, you look at the dividend. So the first thing you want to look at is, does it have a good return on investment? Is it paying dividend? And is it paying a reasonable dividend? Like I always say, any stock that is paying 30 kobo per share or 50 kobo per share or even 90 kobo per share, that's not for me. I don't know about other people. So you look at these three things, which are the things I look at first. And then if you still want to do more research and check, then again, let's look at the financials. So you can look at the profits, okay, how it has performed in 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022, and 2021. You can then look at the figures. Has it been on the increase? If the figure is on the increase, it means the company is doing very well. I mean, let's look at the operating revenue in 2021. That's 1.6 million. I think that's million. Is it million? Yes, 1.6 million. In 2022, over 2 million. In 2023, over 2 million. In 2024, over 3 million. In 2025, more than 5 million. Okay. The gross profit, again, if you look at the gross profit from 2021 to 2026, it has been on the increase. So these are the things you need to know how to check. And if you are convinced, if you are happy with the information, then you can buy the stock. You don't need anyone to tell you whether you should buy it or not. And you don't need people hyping. Because if you ask people now, should I buy MTN or not? Many people will tell you, oh yeah, you should buy it. It's a popular one. But on what basis? Do they have the facts and figures? They probably don't have the facts and figures. People are just going by what other people are saying. So on my Telegram platform, let me see if I can quickly link to it. I think it was yesterday. I posted almost about 20 different metrics you can check when you want to buy a stock. And there is an explanation to each of those metrics that I posted. So let me just have a quick look if I can link to it. And then at your own time, you can then go and have a look. Right, let's see. Okay, can you see this Telegram platform? Can you see the Telegram platform? I need a response, please, because
Yes.
I don't know whether you are
Please.
seeing the right
Please.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Because if I don't get your response, then I wouldn't know whether you are seeing the right information. Okay. So look at what I posted here. I think that was yesterday. Yesterday was 18th. It says a complete stock investment decision usually combines fundamental analysis, which answers, is this a good business? Technical analysis, which answer, is this the right time to buy? Below are the 20 most important metrics every beginner investor should understand. Try to learn and understand them very well. This is part of what separates intermediate investors from beginner investors. And I always say, some people will say, oh, I've been buying stocks for the last 10 years, so I'm not a beginner. I've been buying stocks for the last 15 years. I'm not a beginner. Okay, you've been buying stocks for 10 years, but do you really understand how to buy stocks? Or are you just buying out of speculation? Are you just buying because everybody else is saying that stock is good? if you know it and you know it for yourself, then you can say, yes, you are not a beginner investor. If you have a portfolio of, let's say you have a portfolio of maybe 1 million naira, and you are getting maybe less than 100,000 naira at the end of every year as dividend, then you want to check, are you investing properly? Are you doing the checks? Are you buying the right stocks? In fact, are you buying quality stocks? Because some stocks, they are quality stocks. They will grow in value. They will give you return on investment. They will pay dividend, and they will pay good dividend. So if you are convinced that the stocks you bought, they are good stocks, they are giving you good return on investment, they are giving you dividend, then nobody else can confuse you or derail you. If you know it, you know it. And you can call yourself an intermediate investor or an experienced investor. But if somebody says he's been buying stock for 10 years or 15 years, and they don't know the standard metrics, they don't know how to check standard metrics, you're still a beginner, because if you don't know it, you don't know it. But everybody starts somewhere. So at your own time, or any of you at your own time, you can come to this platform and read all this. It tells you, okay, so part 1, fundamental analysis. There are 15 metrics over there. And the explanation are short. So you can read it over and over and over again for you to understand it. So one of the things you need to check is earning per share. Earning per share tells you how much profit the company made for each ordinary share. Simple explanation. Imagine a company made 100 billion profit. If there are 10 billion shares, each share earned 100 billion naira divided by 100 billion shares. And that is, the earning per share is 10 naira. So I'm probably not going to read all this out to you so that we don't waste our time. But you can always link up to this platform and read this information. And this is not the only information on this platform. There are so many other additional information you can find on this platform. So at your own time, please come to this platform. Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Okay. So does anybody else want to ask any other question? Anybody else? Question, please.
Hello, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you for the explanation to the first question. It was
Can you please mute yourself? I can hear a lot of background there. Oh my God. Okay, please go on with your question. I've muted everyone. Anybody who wants to speak, you can unmute yourself. But if you are not talking, please stay muted so that the background noise from your environment is not going to be distracting other people. So please go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you for this wonderful explanation. I am new to investing. I just started this month. In fact, I bought my first shares this month.
Okay.
But I want to ask.
Sorry, hold on. It's just unfortunate. Some people they are unmuting themselves. They are distracting. I mute everyone. I've muted everyone, but they are unmuting themselves, and that noise is still coming. I've muted everyone again. Anybody who wants to speak, unmute yourself, and then you can talk. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, yeah, I said I am new to investing. Just started this month.
Okay.
But one of the problems I've been having is, this game. I believe it's the more shares you have, the more you can make out of it. And some of us do not have that big money, big millions to put in.
Sorry, hold on, please. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, go on now, please. Go on.
Yeah,
I've
like
muted
I said,
everyone again.
some of us do not have that big money in millions to
Okay,
put in at once.
okay,
We want to, like me, I want to be investing every month, maybe 100, 500 as the money comes. But and how do I position it to be buying a few stocks? Do I need to continue checking prices, or do I
okay,
just DPO into the stock, as in the ones
okay,
I buy it without checking price?
okay. Let me summarize it for you.
Yeah.
You are new to stock investing.
Yes.
One of the things I will suggest to you, and this is just a suggestion. One of the
Yeah.
things I will suggest to you is, you see that Telegram platform I've just shown you now, few minutes
Yeah.
ago. There are a lot of valuable information on that platform.
Hmm.
I belong to some other platforms, where they talk about stocks and investment. And my
Yeah.
experience shows that a lot of people belong to different platforms. But when they go to those platforms, they are just there, gisting, chatting,
Yeah.
throwing words around. They are not really reading what is available there. They are not really concentrating on what they can actually learn. They are just
Hmm.
chatting with other people and throwing words around.
Yeah.
So if you come to this Telegram group, which I have just shown you, there are
Yeah.
lots of information there. Take your time, create time to read them. But
Okay.
in summary, what I'm going to say to you is, in summary, when you're going to buy stocks,
Hmm.
there are some things you need to put into consideration. One, you have to diversify your stocks. Don't concentrate your stocks, don't concentrate your investment in one stock. So maybe whether you do your research and you find out that Gitco is good, or maybe somebody recommend Gitco to you, don't put all your money in Gitco. And it could be any other stock, whether it is Dangote Cement or Seplat or Komu. No matter how good a stock is, don't put all your money into one stock. I know from experience, that there are at least about 8 good sectors on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and banking is one of the good ones. But banking sector, there are some good stocks and there are some low quality stocks. So it is widely known that in the banking sector, Gitco is number one in terms of giving good return on investment and paying dividend. Zenith is number two. You don't need any research on this one that I'm telling you now. It's already known by every smart investor, every advanced or intelligent investor. Everybody knows that as far as the banking sector is concerned in Nigeria, Bitco is number one, Zenith is number two. And then you can talk about a few more that are also good, like Stanbic, like UBA, maybe First Bank. I think it's called First Old Co now. And, a couple of other ones like that. But there are bad ones. Well, don't let me say bad ones, because that would not be fair. But there are some low quality banking stocks, like Jay's Bank, like FCMB. And I call them low quality stocks because if a stock is going to be paying you 30 kobo per share as dividend, 11 kobo per share as dividend, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your time. So the first thing you want to do is you want to invest across different sectors. A little bit of your money in the banking sector, a little bit in the agri sector, a little bit in telecommunication sector, a little bit in finance, a little bit in oil and gas. But even amongst each of these sectors that I have mentioned, there are some stocks that dominate each of those sectors. You want to go for the stocks that dominate the sector. You don't want to buy low quality stocks or any stock that will pay you 30 kobo per share as dividend, or any peanut or small, I don't know how to call it. You are investing, you are an investor, you are a business person. When you invest, you want to make profit. So you want to put your money where you get something reasonable for your investment. It's a sacrifice to invest your money. You work hard for it. It takes a lot of effort to get the money you invest. And when you invest it, you want good returns from it. So let me put it in summary. One, you want to invest across different sectors. You can write it down, or you can, maybe if I'm able to upload this to YouTube or somewhere, you can listen to it again. But it's always a good idea to write information down, because at the end of this meeting, I may want to upload this to YouTube, but there may be, a technical glitch. Maybe it's
I'm
not even
listening.
recording. I'm assuming I'm recording, but maybe I'm not even recording. So when you are hearing good information, try to write things down, just in case the recording doesn't come out. So in summary, I'm saying when you invest across different sectors like banking, agri, telecommunication, oil and gas, consumer good, a couple of other ones. And in each of those sectors, there are stocks that dominate them. There are stocks that are the biggest player. Their capital is growing, is appreciating, and they are paying dividend regularly, and their dividend is growing. I've already shown you in a stock analysis how to check the dividend history of a stock, how to check the return on investment, the capital growth. So you want to go for the first two, or the best two in every sector. That's what you want to go for. So I don't know, does that answer your question? If you need more information, I would say number one, read the information on the Telegram platform. And number two, on that Telegram platform, if you read very well, you will find somewhere there, I've already put a post there. If you want to book a 1 hour free meeting with me, that's okay. You don't have to pay for it. Just book that Zoom meeting one-on-one. I will talk to you. We can, I can share screen with you and show you more things. It's up to you if you want to take advantage of that. And you can always ask your questions on that Telegram platform as well. I answer the questions most of the time. Probably 90% of the time, I'm the one that answers the questions. So does that help you in any way?
Yes, it did. Thank you for the good work you are doing.
Okay. Anyone else want to ask a question, please? Any question? Anybody else? Ask your question, please. Nobody have a question?
I have one question.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
So how do we take profits aside from dividend?
How do you take what?
Profits from your shares.
Okay.
Aside from dividend.
Okay. Right. There are two types of investors, and you can choose to be whichever one you want. There are people that are long-term investors. They invest their money and they just take the dividend as it comes. They don't touch their capital. They can invest their money and leave it there for 10 years, 15 years, because they are long-term investors. They build sustainable portfolio. I've heard of people that have stock portfolio worth over 150 million naira. When you have a stock portfolio worth over 150 million naira, can you imagine the kind of dividend you will be getting every year? Now, if you are also a smart investor, can you imagine you have a portfolio? Yeah, okay, I mean, 150 million naira is probably going to be on the high side for most of us. I mean, my portfolio is not anywhere near 150 million naira, but there are people that have that type of a portfolio. I've spoken to another person that have a portfolio, stock portfolio of 50 million naira. So people can, and those people, they probably start very early and they do it little by little by little. They grow their portfolio. These are long-term investors. They just rely on their dividend. Now, there are people that are traders. They invest and they let it grow for maybe 2 or 3 years, even though they are receiving their dividend. But they just think, oh, maybe when they bought MTN, they bought it for 400 naira, and MTN is now over 800 naira. So maybe they should sell and take their money. Now, tell me, when you sell your MTN stock and you take your money, you have taken your profit, right? But what are you going to do? Are you going to spend both the capital and the profit? Or are you going to then use the capital to buy another stock, which is what some people do? Now, if you are buying the stock again, you have to think of at what price are you then going to be buying? You bought MTN for 400 naira and they are paying you good dividend. But because it has risen to 800 naira, or because it is 1,000 naira, you then think you should sell. Why do you want to sell? Unless you need money desperately, I would say yes. But if you are not in a difficult situation, you don't need money desperately. There is no point saying, oh, I've had it for 2 years or 3 years, and it has grown from 400 naira per share to 1,500. So let me sell it. Because if you sell it and you want to buy MTN again, you are going to buy it at an expensive price. Even if you are going to buy other stocks, you're still going to buy those other stocks at expensive price. So my own suggestion, and it's a suggestion because everybody have a right to decide how they manage their portfolio. My suggestion is, once you buy your stocks, don't sell them. Don't sell them. It doesn't matter. When I bought Jitco, I bought it at 45 naira per share. No, 44 naira 50 kobo. And then 6 months later, I bought a few more, and I think I paid about 50 or 55. I can't remember. But my Jitco portfolio works out at about 47 naira now. Let me see if I can show you that portfolio so that we can put it into context and then you can understand what I'm trying to explain. Let's see if I can show you. Right, okay, so if I say share, stock analysis, I need to look for stock analysis. Okay. Mm. Okay, can you see the stock analysis website? No, it's not showing yet.
No, it's not showing yet.
No, it's not showing yet. Okay. Wow. I'm not sure. Stock analysis is supposed to be showing now. Yeah, I'm on stock analysis. Okay, let me try to share it again. Let me reshare. Right. Okay. If I sorry, just bear with me because if I can. So, what are you seeing on my screen? What can you see on my screen?
The Telegram channel.
Telegram. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to come out of that Telegram channel. Right. I'm not sure what am I clicking now. Just give me a minute. I don't know why I can't get to share this stock analysis website again. So you're still seeing the Telegram channel?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me try this. No. Okay. I think you're seeing a different one now, but probably is a WhatsApp or something.
Yes. We are seeing a WhatsApp.
Yeah. Sometimes this thing doesn't really go quickly. Okay, I'm still going to change it. Let me change it. Okay, just let me know when you're seeing something different. So you're still seeing the WhatsApp?
We are seeing only your pictures now.
Ooh,
The WhatsApp is
wow.
back.
So WhatsApp is back.
I'm sorry, bear with me. I'm not sure why it's not going to the one I want to show you. Because if I'm able to get to that stock analysis website, then it puts the explanation into a better perspective. But if I can't get there, then it's okay. I will have to leave it. But if I can get there, it puts it in a better perspective. Okay, right. Let's try again. Okay. Right.
You can see your browser now.
Okay, you can see my browser now.
Yeah, we are
Good.
seeing it. The stock analysis is there.
Okay, you are seeing the stock analysis now.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. So now, let me now show you. Okay, so these are my stocks. Now, look at JITCO. The average price, you can see the average price when I bought, 47 Naira, 6 kobo. And the current market price is 129 Naira, 20 kobo. The market value right now is about 6.4 million Naira. I've already made a profit of 4 million Naira on that JITCO. Should I sell it? Some people will say, oh, sell it and take your money out. Now, if I sell JITCO and take out my profit of 4 million Naira, what am I going to do with it? Will I use it to buy another stock at a higher price? I'm an investor and I invest for the long term. I'm not investing so that I can sell it within a few weeks, within a few years. I'm investing so that when I'm maybe 65, my stock portfolio may be generating dividend of maybe about 2 million naira for me every year. Presently, right now, with this portfolio that I have, my average dividend per year is about 800,000 naira every year, roughly, as it is now. If I'm receiving 800,000 naira per year, why would I sell my Jitco or even SFS or Dangote or anyone? But like I said, it's a choice. Some people, they are traders. They invest, they make some profit, and they cash out their investments, even though they are getting good dividend. And some people are not even getting good dividend. They are only getting the return on investment, because people who invest in Jay's Bank or TIP or FCMB, okay, you get a capital appreciation, probably 500% return on your investment. And you are now thinking 500% return. Maybe you bought the stock at 20 naira and is now 50 naira. And you are thinking, the only reason why people always think of maybe they should sell their share and take their profit, the only reason is because they are not getting good dividend from those stocks. If you are getting good dividend from your stocks, you won't be thinking of selling those stocks. You want to keep them there. Gitco alone, in the last dividend they pay, Gitco alone paid me over 500,000 naira. Why do I want to sell it? Maybe when they are going to pay at the end of this year or early next year, maybe they will pay me about 700,000 naira. So why do I want to sell it? There is no reason for me to sell it. But that's just my own explanation. And to that lady, my suggestion will be, if your stocks are paying you good dividend, don't ever sell them. Just continue to take your dividend. But again, try to invest in stocks that pay dividend 2 times in a year, 3 times in a year, 4 times in a year. There are stocks that pay 3 times in a year. There are stocks that pay 4 times in a year. And they are paying good dividend. I'm not talking of stocks that will pay you 30 kobo per share or 70 kobo per share. I'm talking of stocks that can pay you quarterly, about 4 naira every 3 months. Some of them pay you more than that. Seplat pays about 100 naira every quarter. NIDF pays about 4 naira every quarter. Okomu pays 3 times in a year. So if you invest in the right stocks and they are paying you good dividend, please don't sell your stocks. Unless something desperate happens and you don't have any other money, then that's fine. If you keep your stocks for the next 20 years or 10 years or 15 years, you will be extremely happy with yourself, because at that time, maybe the stocks you bought for maybe 120 naira, 150 naira, or even 200 naira. The stocks you bought at 200 naira may have become 400 naira or 500 naira or even 600 naira. And the dividend you will be getting by then, when you don't have the power to go and hustle anymore, but you are now receiving dividend of over 1 million naira every year. That is the position you want to be. Anyway, I don't want to overflog it. I hope that lady understand my explanation.
Very well. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anybody else? Any question, please? Please, more question. Ask your question. It's your opportunity now. Any question, anyone? Does it
Okay,
mean...
can I still ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So let's say you have a portfolio of 1 million or 2 million. Is there a particular number of stocks that should be in that range?
Okay, well, this is something I've talked about again and again and again and again, but I'll go over it again. If your stock portfolio is below 1 million naira, you need maximum of 5 stocks. It doesn't mean you have to buy each stock at 200,000 naira, but you need maximum of 5 stocks if your stock portfolio is below 1 million naira. I know some people that their stock portfolio is 400,000 naira and they already have about 8 or 10 stocks. But when I begin to analyze their portfolio, I always find that some of the stocks they are carrying, they are low quality stocks. Because if you are buying too many stocks with small capital, you are likely to buy stocks that are low quality, stocks that don't pay you dividend. Or if they pay you dividend, they are paying peanuts, 20 kobo per share, 30 kobo per share, 50 kobo per share. And that's why I always tell people, you don't need more than 2 stocks in any sector. If you want to buy stocks in the banking sector, it's either GITCO or Zenith, or maybe Stanbic, or maybe UBA. But you have to select stocks that have high quality. One, they have good return on investment, capital appreciation. 2, they pay dividend regularly and they pay reasonable dividend per share. So once you are able to get that right, then you're fine. You're fine. And you do that across every sector you put your money into. If you want to buy in the consumer, what's this one called? I've forgotten what they call that sector, but you know, where you get cement. In that sector, Dangote cement is the best. It gives you the best return on investment. It gives you the best dividend. In 2024, Dangote paid 30 naira as dividend per share. In 2025, it paid 45 naira as dividend per share. If some companies are paying 30 naira, 45 naira, why do you want to, invest in stocks that will pay you 30 kobo? Okay, I understand the price you pay for Dangote cement is different from what you pay for GSWYM or what you paid for this other company called TIP or FCMB or other ones. I know there's a difference in price, but there is the video, the Zoom meeting I did last week. I would encourage all of you to go and watch that video as well, because in that video, I did an analysis. You have 100,000 naira. That 100,000 naira, if you invest it in Seplat, it will give you 8 units. You can only buy 8 units of a Seplat. If you invest it in GITCO, I think you can only get about 900 units of GITCO. If you invest it in a GSWYM, you'll probably get about 10,000 units or more of GSWYM. Now, the ordinary, the beginner investor, that's the way I will call them. The beginner investor will prefer a stock that gives them 10,000 units. But remember, your 100,000 naira can buy just 8 units of Seplat. or 900 units of 900 units of GITCO, or 10,000 units of GSWYM. And the inexperienced investor will rather want to buy stocks that give them 10,000 units. But at the end of the year, let's now compare what dividend each of them will get. GITCO Bank will give you the highest dividend, followed by Seplat. I think when I did the calculation, I will see if I can get into that video. When I did the calculation, GITCO will give you more than 10,000 naira as dividend on your 100,000 naira. Seplat will probably give you, I think, about 4,000 naira on that 100,000 naira. And GSWYM, with all the 10,000 units you have there, will give you approximately about 1,500 naira. So again, it's not about having high units in any stock. It's about the quality of the stocks. If you have 8 units of Seplat, it's better than having 10,000 units of GSWYM or 4,000 units of Wema Bank or 3,000 units of FCMB. I hope that answers your question. Let me just see. Anyway, I don't want to waste time, because if I try to go into last week's video just to show you that real analysis, the analysis is there. Just go and watch last week's video. That analysis is really, really self-explanatory. You have one, and I always tell people, sometimes some people will say, oh, that stock is too expensive, I can't afford it. No, it's not that you cannot afford it. Is that the issue is you don't understand what you will get from your 100,000 naira if you invest it a little bit more wisely. People just go by high numbers. If 100,000 naira can give me 10,000 units of GSWYM, or maybe 3,000 units of FCMB, then let me go and get 3,000 units of FCMB or 10,000 units of GSWYM. But if you might get more units, but more units does not necessarily translate into good dividend. So that should answer your question. Okay, anybody else with another question, because time is gradually moving. Anybody else with another question, please? Question, please. Anybody else?
Okay.
If you
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. In other words, what you just said is that the price of the stock doesn't say anything about the stock.
No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the price of the stock does not necessarily mean you will get more dividend or low dividend. It is the quality of the stocks. Okay, for example, NIDF. Can anybody tell me the present market price for NIDF?
163.
163. Okay. How many times does NIDF pay dividend?
4 times.
4 times.
4 times. Good. 4 times. What is the dividend yield for NIDF?
18.66.
No, it's not up to 18. I think it's about 11. Actually, let me just see. NIDF, the dividend yield for, okay, let me see. Dividend yield for NIDF is dividend yield. Okay, dividend, oh, no.
11.43.
11.43, good. So why don't you buy NIDF, which is 163 naira, and will pay you 4 times, and it will pay you at least 4 naira every quarter, than to go and buy a cheap stock of 20 naira that will pay you 11 kobo as dividend per share. It's not about whether the price is high or low. It is about what is the company going to give you back for your investment.
Okay.
What is the company going to give you? You can buy some stocks at a high price and they still don't give you good dividend. Whereas you can buy some stocks at a small price and they will still pay you real good dividend. So the first thing you want to do is any stock you are putting your money into, you want to check out what is their dividend history like. Have they been paying dividend every year for at least 10 years? And how much have they been paying? Are they in the category of stocks that pay you 50 kobo per share, 30 kobo per share? Or are they in the category that pay you like 4 naira per share every quarter? GSWYM don't even pay you 4 naira per year as dividend. And NIDF is paying 4 naira 20 kobo, 4 naira 50 kobo every quarter. So why do you have to buy a stock because it is 20 naira? Why don't you put a little more money and go and buy something for 163 naira? Why don't you wait until you have about 10,000 naira and go and buy a Seplat that pays you every quarter and it pays you at least 100 naira? It's all about doing the calculation. It's all about doing the calculation, but some people don't understand how to do that calculation. All they can think about is how many units am I going to get for my money? The higher the number of units I get, then they think that will give them more dividend. But it doesn't work that way. Because you have 10,000 units of a particular stock, doesn't mean it will give you more dividend than another stock where you have just about 50 or 100 units. 8 units of Seplat will give you more dividend than 10,000 units of GSWYM. Let that be ringing bell. But I will say again, go and watch that video. Go and watch that video of last week. It explains it in a very, very simple way, and you can just follow it through, and you can apply it to any other stock you want to buy. Okay, in that analysis I did last week, I've compared Seplat, Jitco, I think, which other one? Seplat, Jitco, WEMA, FCMB, TIP, and the GSWYM. I think about 5 of them. I compared those 5 stocks. If you spend 100,000 naira on any of them, how much would you get back? So it's the same thing. You have only 10,000 naira. That 10,000 naira, should you use it to buy GSWYM, FCMB, WEMA Bank, First Holdco, or Jitco, or Seplat? You have to know what you will get back. That's the most important thing. What are you getting back every year? That's the most important thing. And if you buy quality stocks, you will get a balance of capital appreciation and good dividend income. But many beginner investors, even though people don't like to be called beginner investor, so maybe I will say inexperienced investor. Many inexperienced investors, they still think that, as long as they can buy stocks with more quantity, then they get more dividend. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. But don't let us drag that one too much. Watch last week's video, because every week the videos are building on top of each other, and there's a lot to learn from it. And again, on the Telegram platform, there is a lot of information there. So I think that should answer your question. If anybody else have any question, we can do one or two more questions, and then I can maybe present another topic which I prepared. Any other question? Is everybody hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, good
Okay.
evening, sir. Okay, my question is now, if I have, let me say, if I have 1 million naira and I needed to buy selected stocks, which would you recommend?
Right. Okay. Number one, you have 1 million naira. The first thing I would say is your 1 million naira, you should buy stocks across at least 3 sectors. Buying stocks across 3 sectors does not mean you have to buy 333,000 naira in each sector. As an example, and this is just an example, I can say, okay, 1 million naira, put 500,000 naira into JITCO, because everybody agrees JITCO on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. JITCO, before you count 5 or 7 good stocks, excuse me, before you count 5 or 7 good stocks on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and I'm talking of overall stocks across all sectors, JITCO will come up. JITCO will come up before you count 5 across all sectors. JITCO will come up. So for me, if I have 1 million naira, I'll put 500,000 into JITCO. And then the remaining 500,000, I can split it into 2 halves, 250,000, 250,000. JITCO pays twice in a year. So with the remaining 500,000, I want to go into stocks that will probably pay me 3 or 4 times in a year. So I will put about 250,000 naira into NIDF. And then the remaining 250,000 naira, I will put it into either Seplat or which other one? Or Komu. Meanwhile, all these stocks that I have mentioned, they are all in different sectors. So which means you put 500,000 naira into banking sector and you get paid twice in a year. You put 250,000 naira into NIDF. NIDF is under finance sector. You put 250,000 naira there, they pay you 4 times in a year. You put 250,000 naira into Seplat. Seplat is oil and gas, and they pay you 4 times in a year. Or maybe you put that 250,000 naira, instead of putting it into Seplat, oil and gas, you put it into Okomu, and Okomu pays you 3 times in a year. So that's the way I will invest 1 million naira, if that 1 million naira belongs to me.
My second question is, for some of us that had made beginners mistakes in trading, maybe we bought according to the number of units to accumulate more units. We got some various stocks, like maybe, let me say, First Bank. Is it wise to sell off at a certain point and then recalibrate our portfolios?
The earlier you sell them off, the better, and you rebalance your portfolio. The earlier you sell them off, there is something called cut your losses short. The earlier you sell them off and you buy better stocks, the better for you. And in the process of selling them, there is a possibility you might make a small loss, but it's still better for you to get into good stocks as quickly as possible. Like I said, NIDF, they pay 4 times in a year. They are going to pay on the 27th of this month again. I think they paid some money maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, and they are paying another one this month. And in another 2 or 3 months, they are going to pay again. And they are paying you at least about 4 naira every quarter. And each stock is about 163 naira. So why do you want to keep on holding your money in stocks that don't pay you dividend or pay you maybe 70 kobo or even 1 naira or even 1 naira 50 kobo? Why do you want to hold your money in there? The earlier you get out of those stocks, rebalance your portfolio. On my Telegram page, there is a post there. If you need 1 hour with me, click on it, book a Zoom meeting appointment, 1 hour, one-on-one. We go through your portfolio. I will show you how to rebalance, which one to sell, which ones to buy, which one will give you dividend 2 times a year, which one gives you dividend 3 times a year, which one gives you dividend 4 times a year, which one has dollar income in their earnings. There are some stocks in Nigeria that those companies, they earn dollar income. And if a company is earning income in dollars, it makes them to be more stabilized, which means even if there is problem in Nigeria, okay, maybe there is a fuel scarcity and they are not able to sell much because everybody is staying at home. People cannot get money to go to office or whatever. But these companies, they are still selling abroad. They are making income in dollar. Those kind of companies, they are much more stable. They never fail to pay dividend every year. That's why if you are able to do your research very well, you will know that there are some stocks in Nigeria, they have paid dividend every year for 20 years and they have never failed. There are stocks like that. You just need to know how to find them and do your own research. They've paid dividend for 20 years without a fail. So as far as I'm concerned, you want to put your money into quality stocks. The earlier you get in, the better. Does that answer your question? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very well, sir. Very well, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'll book a session
Okay.
too. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to ask anything?
Yes, please.
One last question.
Good evening.
One last question. Good evening.
Okay. My what's your thoughts on Dangote sugar? What's your thoughts on it?
Dangote sugar. Well, okay. Let me be very honest with you. I have Dangote sugar, and Dangote sugar is the weakest link amongst all my stocks. I have 11 stocks, and they all pay me dividend. Dangote sugar is the only one that does not pay me dividend. Now, when I bought it, I didn't really know enough. But over a period of time, I've learned more, I've improved myself, and I've stick to stocks that have a good capital appreciation as well as pay dividend. So amongst my 11 stocks, Dangote Sugar is the only one that does not pay me dividend. But fair enough, when I bought Dangote Sugar, I think I bought it at about, was it about 60 naira or so? I can't remember. I think I bought it about 60 naira. Let me see how much I paid for Dangote Sugar when I bought it. Can you see my screen? Stock analysis.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So Dangote Sugar, the average price for my Dangote Sugar is 67 naira when I bought it. 67 naira 7 kobo. And right now the market price is 73 naira per unit. It's one of those stocks that has given me the lowest return on investment. Okay, let me rearrange this so that you can see it properly. Okay, so if you look at under profit and loss for all my stocks, Gitco has given me the highest return on investment, followed by Dangote Cement, Boa Food, SFS REIT, Stanbic, NGS Group, down to Dangote Cement. Dangote Sugar. So Dangote Sugar has given me very small return on my investment. But the only reason why I'm keeping Dangote Sugar for now, the only reason I'm keeping it, I've been reading somewhere that when Dangote Refinery IPO actually launch, it's going to affect some other stocks, and it's going to kind of maybe give them a boost or lift them or improve their performance or something. So I'm just trying to hold on and see what happens. Because, and it's not just Dangote Sugar alone that people have been talking about. There are some other stocks that, in fact, there is somebody that actually wrote a book and said there are 13 stocks that will benefit from Dangote Refinery IPO, and that it will actually encourage people to buy those 13 stocks instead of buying Dangote Refinery. But again, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Nobody knows what is going to happen. Why would I buy 13 stocks instead of Dangote Refinery? So it's a choice, and sometimes people have to, what's the right word now? People have to take some chances. You have to take some calculated risk, because if I have 11 stocks and only one is not performing well, then I should be exactly. I'm doing well. I mean, it's fair enough. It's fair enough. And again, another thing which I did, recently, Dangote Sugar, they did is it bonus issue? They did a bonus issue, and it was offered at is it bonus or right issue? I think it's right issue. It's right issue.
It's right issue.
And yes, it's right issue. And it was offered at 60 naira per unit. So again, I took advantage of that right issue offer and bought more at 60 naira. It's now 73 naira. So by the time they allocate those right issue for me at 60 naira, and it's already 73 naira now. Again, I've got a small gain, not a lot. I've got a small gain, but I'm going to watch it for some time. If maybe by end of this year, it doesn't perform, and Dangote Refinery come into the market, and I can still not see any good performance from Dangote Sugar, then I'm going to sell it, because there is no point carrying Dangote Sugar if it is not going to perform. Just because Dangote Cement is doing well, that doesn't mean I have to carry Dangote Sugar if Dangote Sugar is not doing well. But I'm going to give it time. Maybe by end of this year, at least Dangote Refinery will come on board around September. That is what they are speculating, around September. And from what people are saying, is going to be somewhere around between 500 naira and 700 naira per unit from the research some people have done. Dangote Refinery IPO is going to be between 500 naira and 700 naira. So when it comes up on board around September, I will wait till December. If I cannot see any improvement in Dangote sugar, then I will sell it off because there is no point. So that's just my own take. Just to give you one idea, when I bought NGX Group, I bought it at 66 naira 28 kobo. For almost 9 months, that price stayed where it was. I almost sold it, but I heard from some other quarters, hold on to your NGX Group, is going to improve. Remember, NGX Group is the landlord to all the stocks. So I said, okay, I will hold on to it. Now, NGX Group has gone to 131 naira, and I bought it for 66 naira. Sometimes you may have to be patient, but there is a limit to how long you can be patient. Because if you have been patient for a while and the stock is not, performing, then you have to sell it. But at least you have to satisfy your conscience that you have waited enough, but you cannot wait forever. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Hello? Is everyone hearing me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. Does anybody else have a question? Let's do one last question before I quickly move into another topic that I want to talk. Maybe I'll use about 30 minutes on that one. Does anybody else have any question you want to ask? Any question at all?
Yes. Sir, is it wise to invest in bamboo fixed deposit?
Say that again.
Is it wise to invest in bamboo fixed deposit?
Bamboo fixed deposit.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know what that means. So Bamboo is doing a fixed deposit account or something.
Yes, it's like a treasury bill.
Well, I am
To
not doing
invest
it.
in.
I am not doing it. And for me, I would say stick to popular investments that has track record. A lot of people are doing, and you can get help or advice from people. Because if something is not popular, even if it is good, unless you do your own personal research and know it very well, it will be difficult. So bamboo, sorry, what did you call it again? Bamboo fixed deposit. I've never heard of it. I don't know what it is. But for me, I would say your number one investment should be stock market, capital market, buy stocks. Number two should be money market. And in the money market, you either do federal government savings bond or money market fund. Though there are different kinds of mutual fund, but most people go for the money market mutual fund because it is safe. There are other types of mutual fund you can do that will pay you higher interest, but it involves a little bit more risk. So what do you want? Do you want to take a higher risk for higher income? Or do you want to take a moderate risk for a moderate income? If you are looking for protection for your money, then just stick to money market fund like a JITCO money market fund or Stanbic IBTC money market fund. And apart from those, you can do federal government savings bond. But bamboo fixed deposit, I'm not sure what it is, and I cannot give you any advice on something I have never done and I have not even read about it.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay,
Yes,
let's
sir.
have a quick look into this other topic. Is anyone leveraging AI in your journey of stock investing? Is anybody leveraging AI? Anyone? Does anyone have a ChatGPT account or Google Gemini or Claude? Does anyone on this in this meeting, do you have a ChatGPT account or Claude account or Google Gemini or any tool?
I have Perplexity and ChatGPT.
Okay, yeah, Perplexity, I've heard about that. It's also a major contender because people have always said the four major AI tool is ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, and Perplexity. So apart from that, gentlemen, does anybody else have any of the AI tools?
Yes, I have GPT and Copilot.
Okay, good. Okay, so ChatGPT seems to be the most popular because everything actually started with ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is the pace setter for the AI invention. They started around 2021 or 2022. So ChatGPT has been taking the lead, but Google Gemini and Claude, they are really big contenders, big, what do you call it? They are really giving ChatGPT a run for its money. So Google Gemini is good, Claude is good, but most people, they are using ChatGPT. Personally, I'm using ChatGPT. Occasionally, I do use Google Gemini, but mostly I use ChatGPT. Now, there are so many things you can use ChatGPT for. Many things, but people are using ChatGPT as if it is Google. They are just asking ChatGPT simple questions which they should be asking Google. They are not really exploring the power of ChatGPT. Few weeks ago, I did another Zoom meeting where I did an extensive talk about how to use ChatGPT and the benefit that you can get from using ChatGPT. I would encourage you, go and watch that video, go and watch all the explanation as well on the Telegram group. But in this meeting, I'm just going to show you how I am using ChatGPT, the things I've used ChatGPT to do. Okay, so who are the competitors? Okay, when was ChatGPT invented? Around 2021, 2022. Who are the competitors to ChatGPT? Claude, Google Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, and any other one. Free versus paid AI. There are so many free AI tools around. ChatGPT, they have a free version, they have a paid version. The same thing with Google Gemini. And I believe it's going to be the same thing with Claude. Most of these tools, they always have a free version. But if you want to begin to do advanced work, then you need to sign up to the paid version. But for most people, I think the free version will be good enough. It will be good enough. Okay. So how I am using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT for research in different fields. For example, ChatGPT understands everything about everywhere. So, for example, I use ChatGPT to do research about Nigeria. And I say, okay, tell me the names of all the past presidents in Nigeria. No, all the past leaders, whether they are military or they are civilian. ChatGPT listed the names of all the past leaders, head of state, military or civilian, the time they got power, the time they left. You can ask ChatGPT, tell me all the people that has ever been state governor in Ogun State or your state. And it doesn't matter where you live. You can live in Nigeria and ask questions about Nigeria. You can live in UK and ask questions about Nigeria. You can live in Nigeria and ask ChatGPT to tell you all the past presidents in Ghana, all the past presidents in America. ChatGPT has all those information. So you can use it to do research and to update yourself, to increase your own knowledge. Okay. Okay, another thing you can use ChatGPT to do, for example, which I've done in the past, I use ChatGPT and say, okay, tell me the population of every country in the world and break it down into how many male and how many female. Again, if you are doing business, this is something that can be useful for you. Let's say you are doing business in Nigeria, and let's say you live in, maybe you live in Ibadan, and you want to know what is the population of people in Ibadan. What is the percentage of female to male? What is the percentage of adults to children? What is the percentage of people that are in income level of maybe 50,000 naira to 200,000 naira, 200,000 naira to 300,000 naira, 300,000 naira to 400,000, 400,000 to 500,000, or maybe 500,000 naira to 1 million. You can use ChatGPT to get all those information, and that can help you in your business. Whatever business you are doing, that can help you. Maybe you are selling some, some things that ladies use, maybe wig or whatever, or shoes or bag. Again, you can ask ChatGPT, which part of Lagos should I set up my shop? Which part of Port Harcourt should I set up my shop? These are the things I want to sell. If I set up this kind of business in Abuja, will I get customer? If I set up this kind of business in Lekki, would I get enough customers? When you are putting this question to ChatGPT, ChatGPT will also probably ask you some questions. It may ask you, what kind of customers are you looking towards? Are you looking at customers that are, what's the right word now? The customers that are of low income, or are you targeting customers that have a corporate job? They are earning big income. Because if you set up your shop in Lekki, it's going to cost you a different money compared to if you set up your shop in the mainland, Ebutemeta, Yaba, or something like that. And the kind of customers you are going to have in Lekki is different from the customers you are going to have in Ikeja or Ibutemeta or other parts. So you can use ChatGPT to do this kind of research. Okay. You can also use ChatGPT to summarize lengthy information and extract facts. And the way I've used ChatGPT along this line is that many investors, they don't read the annual, what's it called? The annual account of different companies. So maybe JITCO has declared a dividend and they have published their annual account. It's usually about 50 pages or 60 pages or 70 pages. Most investors, they never read the annual account of this company. Most people, they just invest based on hearsay, speculation, assumption. But you need to really read the audited accounts. That's why companies are asked to prepare audited accounts. The companies don't just cook up information. When they prepare their annual report, their annual account, they have to give it to an auditor to go through it and say, yes, everything they put on this account, on this report, it has been verified and it is true. But because it's about 60 pages, people don't have the time to read 60 pages, and people don't even understand all the terms. But what I have been doing in recent time is that a 60-page document, Dangote Cement annual report, about 60 pages, I just drop it into ChatGPT and I ask ChatGPT, summarize this report for me in 2 pages and extract the most important information that I need as an investor in Dangote Cement. And I've done that for JITCO, and I can do that for any other stocks. So when you begin to do something like that, it gives you an edge. You're no longer, what's it called? You are no longer a beginner investor. That's how you begin to learn and you improve yourself. You know better. You know more than the average investor, the beginner investor. When you begin to put annual reports of companies into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can extract the most important information out for you. I mean, who cannot read 2-page report? I don't think there's anybody who will say 2 pages are just too much. I can't read 2 pages. So if ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini can summarize that annual report, extract 2 pages of the most relevant information and give it to you, why not do it? And that's part of the way I am using ChatGPT. Again, maybe you get a medical report from laboratory or from an hospital and you don't understand all the technical language they've used. That report, you can do a screenshot and post it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, explain this medical report to me in plain English, simple English. And ChatGPT will do that. Everywhere they have used technical language, ChatGPT will explain it to you in plain English. These are part of the ways I'm using ChatGPT. So you can see that some of the way I use it may relate to my stock investing. Some may not relate to stock investing, but I'm still getting good information. So whichever one catches your fancy, you have to start brainstorming now. What can you use ChatGPT for? What can you use it for? It may be something to do with your stock investing. If you are a student, what can you use ChatGPT for? Can you use it to research something about your school? Okay, in this particular school, I don't know whether there is something called a league table in Nigeria. In advanced countries, they have what is called league table, and they compare different schools. All the primary schools or all the secondary schools or all the higher institutions in a particular area, they will grade them. Which one is the best? Which one is performing best? Which one has the students that are standing out? You can use ChatGPT to do those kind of research if you need those kind of information. So let me see. Okay. Creative design. You can also use ChatGPT to do some creative design. Let me show you some of the things I've done with ChatGPT. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see the pictures on my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Previously, when I upload videos to YouTube, I wasn't using thumbnail. And when I began to use thumbnail, the way I did the thumbnail wasn't professional. It's just average or manageable. But since I begin to use ChatGPT, look at what ChatGPT designed for me. I mean, I didn't design this. All I did was I just upload my personal photos to ChatGPT. And then once I've done a Zoom meeting like this, I will go into ChatGPT and say, create a good thumbnail for my Zoom meeting. And I will tell it the title of the Zoom meeting. And ChatGPT will now decide what it is going to put, how it is going to do the layout, what are the things it's going to put. Apart from the major topic, which I have told it, it will then begin to put some other small information around that thumbnail. That's another way you can use ChatGPT. Okay, this is another design I did with ChatGPT. Again, look at this. Okay, this is my organizational chart. And again, this is me just playing with ChatGPT. Okay, I'm the CEO of my company. Even if you don't have any company, you are still the CEO of your company. If you are investing in stocks, and let's say your name is John, you are still the CEO of John Company Limited or John Associate. You can just play around with this thing. You don't need to register a company or even have any staff. You can just play around, brainstorm, and in the process of brainstorming and doing these things, you will begin to have even better ideas, and like play, you can turn it into reality. So this organization structure, I just told ChatGPT the name of my staff. I don't have any staff. All these staff you are looking here, they are what is called AI agents. I just created all these AI agents, and I told ChatGPT, these are the people that work with me, and I'm going to give them some position, create an organizational chart for me. And I put my own picture, and ChatGPT created it. It created it. Then again, I was just daydreaming. I attended a presentation about how to create AI agents, how to set up automation using AI tools, which could be ChatGPT or Google, Gemini, or Claude, or anyone. So I attended a seminar or a presentation, and they are talking about, what you can create with ChatGPT. And when you create something like this, it begins to give you an idea. I mean, people like Mark Zuckerberg, the guy that created Facebook, I'm sure he must have sat in his dormitory and be thinking, what can I create? What can I create? When he created Facebook, he never ever dreamed it can grow this big. But it started like play. Let me just do it. Let me see how this will turn up. And gradually, he was fine-tuning it. He was fine-tuning it. And then, everything just came together. And today, the rest is history, as they say. And I'm sure the same thing must have happened when the people that created Google, because when they created Google some years ago, they never knew it's going to be this big. In fact, most people, when they create anything, they don't really know how far what they are creating can go. They don't really know. So this is me here, daydreaming. Okay, so if I have a company who is going to be members of my board of director, the lady that did that seminar for us a few weeks ago about AI automation, he gave us this idea of AI board of directors. He gave us, because, and the way she explained it is, she has some people she admire for their knowledge, for the way they carry themselves, for what they have contributed to the society. And these are people she is looking up to. If she have any problem or any challenge, these are the people she would like to be talking to for advice. And she created an imaginary board of directors on using a ChatGPT. And then she also asked ChatGPT to write some prompts so that when she put in a question, that question will be answered by one of the board members. But it is not the real it is not the real person. So, for example, on my board of director, I've got Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, I've got Aliko Dangote, I've got Robert Kiyosaki, I've got Mrs. Folorunsho Alakija, and the rest of them. So, for example, I can ask a question and say, oh, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, I'm interested in real estate. Can you advise me on how to go about it? Now, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, in this virtual board, will answer me. This is not the real Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, but this AI creation will be talking as if it is Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, using all available information by Dr. Olumide Emmanuel in the public domain. Because Dr. Olumide Emmanuel has written almost about 30 books. He has done many, many, many videos on YouTube. So if I'm asking Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, one of my board members, question, it will go into the internet and search all the information available by the real Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. It will summarize it and it will use it to answer me. It doesn't get better than that, because sometimes you want to ask specific persons specific questions. If you want to do real estate, well, okay, some people might decide, no, I will prefer to ask Pastor, what's his name now? What's this pastor's name?
Okay.
Matthew Ashimolowo. Some people might prefer to ask Ashimolowo because Pastor Ashimolowo is also a big-time developer in Nigeria. And there are other big-time developers as well. So everybody have their preference, but you create something like this and you program it, and when you are asking questions, it will search the internet and give you the answer which the original person will have given you. It may not be exact as the original person will say it, but at least it will be using the mind of that person to answer you. These are just something you can create, through any of the AI tool. Again, I use this. I created this. I got this idea from that seminar that I attended. Again, this is something just to make me happy about myself. I put in my real picture and I asked ChatGPT to create a sketch of me as the CEO of my company, even though I don't have any registered company. I asked ChatGPT to create an image sketch of me and then tell me what it knows about me. As you are interacting with ChatGPT, it's like you are interacting with a real human being, and that real human being remembers everything you tell it. So if you have been telling ChatGPT, I want to stop working at the age of 60, it remembers. I want to build up a stock portfolio of about 20 million naira. I want to have a federal government savings bond about 10 million naira. And maybe I also want to do pension. Maybe if I can put about 10 or 15 million naira into pension. ChatGPT remembers everything. And as you are going on, later, when you are asking it question, it will be answering you. It will be answering you based on the things you have told it. There are some times I will ask ChatGPT some question, and when it answers me, it will say something like, for people of your age, and it will tell me my age, because I've already told ChatGPT my age. I've already told ChatGPT that I have interest in UK, I have interest in Nigeria. So when I'm talking to ChatGPT, it will be telling me, okay, for people of your age. Sorry, somebody is trying to say something. Say that again. What did you say? Is that person talking to me or you are talking to somebody else? Okay,
I think
anyway.
talking to somebody else.
Okay, I think he's talking to somebody. So there are a lot of things you can do with ChatGPT. You can use it to do any research of anything you want to do, especially if you want to do private business. You can ask ChatGPT, what can I do that will not cost me a lot of money to learn? Or what kind of a passive income can I invest into? ChatGPT will tell you, okay, I want to go into e-commerce. What should I sell in my e-commerce store? ChatGPT will tell you. Where can I get training on how to run an e-commerce store? ChatGPT will tell you how to get training or where to. There is a company called Seller in Nigeria. I'm sure a lot of you will, you will recognize that name. Seller is an e-commerce store. You can sell different kinds of things on Seller. Seller is like a Shopify. Again, most of you must have heard about Shopify. Most of you must have heard about Konga or Jumia. All these shops, they are the same thing. Or you must have heard about eBay or Amazon. They are all the same thing. You can tell ChatGPT, where should I set up my e-commerce store? Should it be on Konga or Jumia? Or should it be on Shopify? Should it be on Seller or Amazon? ChatGPT will also ask you some questions. What do you want to sell? How do you want to sell it? You have a It's as if you are talking to a real human being. When you are chatting with ChatGPT, it's like you are talking to a real human being. But the most surprising thing about ChatGPT is that its knowledge is much, much, much higher than that of an average person. Because when you are talking to an average person, they probably won't remember more than half of what you say to them. And if you go back and come back like a week later, an average person would have forgotten maybe 75% of the things you told them, because you've told them about yourself, everything, your vision, your plan, and they have not written anything down. So you go back to them 1 week later and you are now talking. They cannot remember, but that's not ChatGPT. ChatGPT remembers everything you've told it. And in the course of your conversation with it, it will be telling you, based on what you have told me before, this idea you are bringing now is not good for somebody of your age. Or this idea you are bringing now is not going to help your vision, which you have already told me you have, or the goal, which you have already told me you are working towards. ChatGPT will tell you the truth. And ChatGPT is not biased. It doesn't have anything to gain by giving you a misleading or a wrong information. So it is your professional advisor that you are not paying any money to get. And you cannot get a better advisor than ChatGPT because it is free service, free advice. And most of the time, it tells you the right answer. Of course, AI can be wrong sometimes, but the probability is very, very, very small. It can be wrong sometimes, but the probability is very, very small. You have a lot to gain using ChatGPT or any AI tool than not using it and then relying on your own wisdom or relying on the wisdom of a random person you met on a social media platform or somebody you met on the street. You don't know their background. Anybody can tell you they know something, but maybe they don't know. They are just trying to boast. So you need to be using ChatGPT. Anyway, let me round this up. So, okay, I use ChatGPT as my teacher and the professional advice. I've explained that. Okay, so these are the automations that I have actually set up with ChatGPT that are running now. So daily brief to my ChatGPT account. So I put a question to ChatGPT and I said, every day, give me a brief information about the stock market. Give me a quote that will be useful in the stock market. I just put a couple of things together and I said, every day, write on this and put it in my ChatGPT account. And it does that every morning without me having to ask that question every day. Every morning, it writes that information about the stock market with a quote, with at least one stock. It will suggest one stock and talk about that stock in that sector. ChatGPT can actually improve your knowledge a lot, without you having to pay anything. ChatGPT can improve in fact, okay, let me do this. If I can do this 5 minutes, I don't know, but let me just see. Let me just see if I can do this 5 minutes. I'm just going to that Telegram platform and let me see if I can find, because about 2 weeks ago, when I talked about this AI tool, there are a lot of samples I used from this Telegram platform. So I'm just going to go back and see if I can find them, but I know they are there. let me just go back a few more steps. Okay, you can see this Nigerian market briefing for smart investor. This is something that ChatGPT did the research and posted to me every week without me having to do this. But this particular one, it posted to my Facebook page. I just copy it from my Facebook page into this Telegram. But I have another one which ChatGPT posts directly to my Telegram account. That one is every day. ChatGPT posts that one every day. But I have another one which is weekly, and it posts it to my Facebook page. But let me see this one I want to show you very quickly. If I can see it, that would be good. So that if you want to go back later, you know what to look for. I won't take much of your time. I think in the next 10, 15 minutes, I will probably round this up. Okay, maybe I need to digress. Can you see what is on the screen here? Can you see this? Can anybody read for me so that I can be sure you can see it? Can you see where I put this cursor?
Yes.
Okay, what does it say?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT prompt. Okay, good. So this is one of the prompts that I put into ChatGPT. Going forward, on the first day of every month at 7 a.m., review my investment portfolio, which include my stock portfolio, which is presently what, you put the amount. You have to put the amount that is relevant to you. Federal government savings bond capital of whatever amount you have in federal government savings capital, federal government of Nigeria savings bond, you put it there. GT money market, whatever amount you have, or maybe it is a Stanbic money market, you have private pension, any investment you have, you put it there with the amount. And then I will share asset value statement where it is available. So if you can do a screenshot of that asset statement, is better than just writing it. Do a screenshot of that asset statement and then post it into ChatGPT. Okay, always use the latest figure I gave you or figures in the latest document I upload here for you. When you present your report to me on the first of each month, put the total value of my investment portfolio at the top of the page. At the top of the page, and then break down the summary value of each class of asset. Anyway, you can read that later, but let me show you the report, the result. Okay, so these are the reports that ChatGPT generated for me. Can you see the way it has broken it down?
Yes.
Equities, federal government savings bond, private pension, money market. Can you see the way it has broken it down? Okay, can you see the next one now? This one, strength and weakness. It tells you the strength and weakness of your portfolio. And then recommendation. Can you see this one? High priority, medium priority. It tells you what you need to know. Overall portfolio assessment. Has any of you ever done something like this? Because again, I don't know, you might find somebody who will be able to sit down with you, help you rebalance your portfolio, and give you all this information. But rarely will they be doing it for free, because this thing takes time. If somebody is going to sit down with you, help you to rebalance your portfolio, show you everything, you might be there for 2 or 3 hours, and you might not even finish everything in one sitting. But ChatGPT can do all this for you, and it will give you an honest rating. Honest rating. So in terms of diversification, how well diversified is my portfolio? It gave me 8.5, and to me, that's good enough. Dividend potential, it gave me 9/10. Of course, I know I'm getting good dividend for my stocks. I know I'm getting good dividend. Capital growth potential, that is, my stocks, are they do they have potential for capital growth? He said yes, 8.5/10. That's like 85%. Retirement readiness, it looks at my total investment portfolio and it says, yes, this guy is ready because it has put a lot of things in place. Liquidity, 6.5/10. It's telling me I didn't put enough money in liquid assets. That is assets where I can quickly and easily take my money out. So again, I have to improve a little bit in that. Overall portfolio quality, 8.6. I think that's a pass because 8.6 is like 86%. If you get 86% in an exam, I don't think anybody can tell you you failed or you got an average. That's definitely something good. But the prompt you need, this is the prompt you need to enter into ChatGPT. Okay, let's go back a few more steps up, and then I will show you one more thing, and then we will come out of this one. Okay, sorry, just bear with me 1 minute. I'll get into it, and then we can round this up. It's already 7 o'clock. I don't want us to go past 7:30. So it's about 7:20 now. Within the next 10 minutes, we should round this up. Okay. If I can't find it, then maybe you can. I think you will probably come in later and find it because I don't want to take too much time, searching for that information. Maybe you will come in later, but let me just round up on the one I'm showing you in this, what's this one called? Presentation. Okay. Okay, so summary events in my Google Calendar. These are can you see this information about how I am using ChatGPT? Is that the one you're seeing? Hello?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Sorry, can you tell me what you're seeing? Can you read just one line for me, please?
The mean you can join Zoom. Okay, the question and answer Zoom meeting will be held every Sunday in July.
No, that's not the one I'm sharing now. Okay, let me share again. Okay, what can you see now?
Oh, I'm using ChatGPT.
Good. That's the one I want you to see. Okay, so if you look at number 5, these are all the automations that I have set up. And these automations are working. But let me just summarize it so that...
I'm using ChatGPT.
Yes. If you look at number 5, it says automation. And those automations, they are the ones I have set up and they are already working. So daily brief to my ChatGPT account. That one goes every morning into my ChatGPT account. summarize events in my Google Calendar and send it to me. So twice in a month, ChatGPT will go into my Google Calendar and look at the events that are there, whether it is somebody doing a wedding or naming ceremony, or maybe there are meetings I want to attend. Twice in a month, ChatGPT will summarize it and put that information in my email and then send a copy to me through my ChatGPT account. Monthly review of my investment portfolio. So on the 1st of every month, ChatGPT will review my investment portfolio and it will report to me how my portfolio has performed. And that's actually a very good one. That's really, really very good. Okay, can you see what is on my screen? I've changed the page. Can you see this?
It has not changed.
It has not changed. Okay. Let me try again. Let me try. Okay, can you see what is on my screen now?
Still the same thing. Okay, it has changed. Updated total portfolio value.
Good. Now, if you read this, these are the things I've been talking to ChatGPT about. So it can create a table, it can create a diagram and tell me a true position of my investment portfolio. It can tell me, okay, this is the target I'm working towards. This is what I have achieved. This is what is left. If anybody is going to sit down with you and do all this for you, they will charge you money. Nobody is going to sit down and be doing this for you. They will charge money. But ChatGPT can do this for you free of charge. And you can ask ChatGPT questions again and again and again and again. It never gets tired of your question. If you ask it question and you get tired and you go to sleep and you come back tomorrow and you start talking to it, it will pick up instantly where you left. It knows and remembers all the questions you asked it yesterday, last week, last month, last year. It remembers everything and it will pick up the conversation with you as if you have never even had a break, that you're just talking on and it's just answering you. And it breaks everything down for you. It breaks it down for you. So you should be using ChatGPT and you should be asking it the right question. Can you see how I framed my question here? Can you see how I framed my question for ChatGPT? If you are asking the right question, it will give you the right answer and it will break it down. Okay, can you see this one now? Stocks that earn significant dollar income. I asked ChatGPT to tell me, and it breaks it down. Seplat Energy, dollar income, yes. Okomu Oil Palm Company, dollar income, yes. MTN, partly. Dangote Cement, partly. You want to know this information? Ask ChatGPT instead of asking a random person on the social media platform. Anything to do with your stocks, ask ChatGPT questions about your stocks. It will give you better answer. If you're asking a question on any of the platforms, it's possible 3 or 4 or 5 different people will respond. And it is possible their answers will be different. So how do you then know whose advice you should follow? It's difficult. But when you are talking to ChatGPT, it's like you are sitting down one-on-one with a professional person. And whatever advice it gives you is most likely what you will get from a professional person. ChatGPT knows all the stocks that I have. So if I'm talking to it, it already knows this information and it remembers everything. Anyway, okay. I think I'll round it up here. I will give maybe 2 or 3 people a chance to ask me question, and then we will round it up because we've already gone over by 30 minutes now. So let's round it up here. Next Sunday, we'll be back again. If you have questions, we'll come back again next Sunday. So does anybody want to ask any questions so that we can round this up?
Yeah, okay. So a quick one. You talked about ChatGPT ranking you, I think 65% on liquid assets. So
Yes.
what do you mean by liquid assets in this
Okay.
regard?
Okay. What it means is that I invested in GT money market. GT money market is considered to be liquid asset. That is, you invest and you can get your money back. It is not supposed to be a long-term investment like your stocks. When you put money in your stocks, you get 2 separate benefits from your stocks. It grows in value. So you invested 1 million naira, and over a period of 6 months or 12 months or 2 years, your 1 million naira has grown to 2 million or 3 million naira. That's one way you get money from stocks. And the longer you stay in the stock market, the likely your capital will keep growing. The second way you make money in the stock market is the dividend they pay you every year. But the money market, you can put some money there. You don't need them now. You can leave them there. And then the money there also grows, but not as fast or as quick as your money in the stock market. So the money market is regarded as a liquid asset. You put money there. When you need money, you can just go and withdraw it. Though it's not like your typical savings account. You shouldn't use money market like your typical account. Instead of using a money market like that, you can put some money into piggy vest. I hope you know piggy vest. Piggy vest have different savings accounts, and one of them is a piggy bank. And if you put your money in piggy bank, they give you 16%, which is very good, very generous. So my what's it called? My GT money market, I think I have just about 200,000 naira there. That's why it ranked me 6.5 compared to what I have in my stock portfolio, what I have in federal government savings bond, and the rest of them. I only have about 200,000 naira in the GT money market. So it's saying that I need to put more money there. Okafo, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Just a quick one, sir. The automation on ChatGPT, does it work irrespective of if you're online or you're connected to internet or whatever?
You have to be connected to internet to use ChatGPT. It's like saying, okay, go on.
So after the automation?
No. Once you've done the automation, whether you are online or not, the automation will work.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Once you have set up your automation, you don't have to be online. It will work. Because you can set up an automation for when you are sleeping. It will still happen. Once you set up your automation, it will work. You have to tell it when you want it to happen. For example, I said something like 7 a.m. every morning, post into my Telegram group. Whether I'm sleeping at 7 a.m. or not, it doesn't make any difference. It will post in there. If I say 9 a.m. every week, post into my Facebook account. At 9 a.m., I may be in the plane, I may be on the train, I may be sleeping, it doesn't matter. 9 a.m., it will post the information. So the automation does not depend on you having to be online. Okay, any other question? I
Yes,
would
sir.
really encourage you to go and play with ChatGPT. Just play with it and get used to it. And all the simple questions, you can ask ChatGPT, tell me the best 2 stocks in the banking sector in Nigeria. To tell me the best 2 stocks in the oil and gas sector. ChatGPT will tell, instead of you speculating or just listening to hype, to what people are saying randomly. Go and ask ChatGPT, tell me which stocks are paying dividend 4 times in a year. It will tell you. Okay, go on with your question.
Yes, sir. I think it's like indirectly you have answered my question. I wanted to find out because I have this money market with First Bank. I wanted to say, is it advisable I pull out from First Bank and go to GT or IBTC?
What percentage is a First Bank paying you?
Honestly, I just put that money there. I didn't even look into what percentage.
Well, you can do better because you are first and foremost a business person. Because you are investing in stock, it's not a play. It's not a play. You are a business person and you have to, pay attention to what you are doing. Can you see the way ChatGPT breaks all this down for me? So if you ask me, I can tell you how much I have in my stock portfolio, how much I have in a federal government savings bond, how much I have in a money market fund. You need to know, and you need to know what rate they are paying you. When I first started with a money market fund, I put the money into Stanbic IBTC money market, and Stanbic was paying me 15.5%. When I discovered that GT money market can pay me 17.1%, I opened another one and started putting my money with a GT instead of a Stanbic. I did not close Stanbic. I just withdrew all the money there and probably left about 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. I didn't close it. Even that 10,000 naira that I left in Stanbic is still generating interest every month. They are still paying me interest on it, but they are paying at 15.5%. But GT is now paying me 17.1%. And that's why I was telling the lady that asked the question at the beginning of this session. If you have any stock that is paying you 30 kobo per share, the earlier you sell them and use the money to buy high quality stock, the better for you. The earlier you sell any stock that is not performing and you buy quality stock, the better for you. So GT is now paying me 17.1%, and that's fine. Okay, go on if you have any other question.
I think I will do that privately, sir.
Okay, all right. No problem. Okay. Anybody want to... Sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, can I ask?
Yes, go on.
When I started this thing, I started with equity fund. To be precise, ARM Aggressive Growth Fund. From before I started, from what I checked, they have for the past 5 years, they have average of 30% growth rate. What would you recommend? Investing in stocks myself or continuing with that along with stock investment? Because even this automation thing, I've been doing it partly, but no, not the way you have mentioned it. ChatGPT recommends investing in mutual fund more for people of certain age than doing private stock investment.
Okay.
Do you get my question?
Okay, I got your question. So what I'm going to say to you is, so your investment is in ETF. You did not invest in individual stock directly. Is that correct?
Like I said, I started individual stock. I said it before. I started investing in individual stock this month, and I bought my first stock ever this month. But
Which one did you buy?
This month.
Yeah. Which stock did you buy?
Zenith Bank.
Zenith?
Yes.
Okay. So apart from that Zenith, the rest of your money is in the ETF.
Yes, mutual fund to be precise. ARM equity fund, a sort of.
Okay. Let's put it into perspective. This mutual fund that you have, roughly, what is the portfolio value compared to your stocks that you have? Because
it's about 80% of my
so in that case, you need to start rebalancing your portfolio. You cannot really have 80% in one place and then the other one 20%, because nobody prays that anything will go wrong. But if anything goes wrong with the one that is 80%, then you don't really have much left. The way you want to structure your investment portfolio is to have, maybe one might be 40%, another one might be 30%, and another one might be 30%. That is if you invest in 3 classes of assets. So you can have one that is 40%, one that is 30%, and another one 30%. So that gives you 600%. So even if you lose the one that is 40%, you still have 60% left. And if possible, if you have 4 classes of assets, if you have 4 classes of assets, then you can put your stock portfolio as maybe 30%. You can put federal government savings bond like 20%. Mutual fund like 20%, maybe private pension as 20%, and maybe if you want to invest in physical assets, you can also buy land. And every time I tell people, don't put all your money in paper assets only. Make sure you have some physical assets. And the best physical asset you can buy is land. If you buy a car is not really an asset per se that can give you money unless you use it for commercial transport. But if you buy a car and you are driving it and you think you have asset, no, that's not really a proper asset for you as an investor. So land will be a good physical asset, and land always appreciates in value. I have never had anyone telling me they bought a land for 300,000 naira and they end up selling it at 150,000. I've never had that kind of story. If you buy it for 300,000 naira, in 2 years' time, at least you will sell it for 400,000. That will be the least. So you have to spread your investment. Don't put everything in one. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. A little bit in stock market, a little bit in capital market, a little bit in money market, a little bit in a private pension, a little bit in real estate, buy land, a little bit in physical business, if possible. If you have extra money left, there are some physical business you can do. Maybe you can buy what's it called? Motorcycle for logistics. They will deliver parcel or they will deliver food through some restaurants. They can deliver food, they can deliver parcel, they can deliver documents, and they get paid. Or you can even use the motorcycle for transport, like Okada, as they call it. Or it may be other physical business, but you have to do your research, which physical business you are going to do. But to be honest, physical business is not easy in Nigeria. If you look at the logistics, physical business is not easy. There is nothing as good as passive income. You invest your money, you go to sleep. Every month, they put money into your bank account, or every 3 months, or every year, they pay dividend. That is the best. But if you have any extra money, then you can set up a physical business. Okay, any other person with any question before we round this up? Any final question, anybody?
Okay, thank you, sir. I want to say I appreciate you for this section. I know when I joined initially, which was like 3 weeks ago, I know you talked about limit order and I benefited from it. I remember buying up to 5,000 MTN stock for using that method, and I bought it for less than 700 3 weeks ago. And today, but previously, what I do is I just go to the market order and place and buy, place and buy. But when you gave me that idea, I used it and it paid. If I was going to be a trader, when I bought at less than 700 something, I would have sold the next day for about 720, 750.
Yeah.
And today is 800 and something. So I want to say I appreciate you. So for last week, I also picked something, and it's an error I'll be making. So for federal government bond, what I do is I'll buy through Mansard, and theirs is the 1 year, or 3 years or 5 years. So you don't have to get this monthly, quarterly payment into your bank account. Yes, interest. So, but when you gave that idea of if you buy for month 1, month 2, month 3, subsequently you'll be getting dividends every month. So with that, I think I'm very good and I appreciate that idea. So for today, you also talked about, I remember you talking about the stock analysis sometime, I think it was last week or the week before. What I did was just to get an account, and I left it like that. But when you mentioned it today, what I did was to move all my portfolio, both Nigerian and the US portfolio, into that platform. And looking at it, I also put in my market share, average market share or something like that, then put in the total units I have for each and run the analysis. So my question is, there's an area that talked about forecasts. So when I click, it gave me hold, buy, strong buy. So I just want to ask, can that be relied upon? I don't know if you have had that, make use of that particular area.
Yes, I've seen that before. Sometimes it will tell you to hold, sometimes it will tell you to buy, sometimes it will tell you to sell. Well, I would say that is generic. You have to know exactly what you want. Because for me, if I'm looking at that forecast and it now tells me to sell my Gitco, I'm not going to sell it under any circumstance. I'm not going to sell it. So those type of buy, hold, something, I don't follow those ones. There are other areas that I use, but when it comes to any tool telling me when to sell or when to hold, I have to verify it through other sources, through other means. I cannot just rely on one source and then go and sell or go and buy. Because if I buy a stock and I'm sure it's been growing in value, it's been giving me dividend, and any tool now tell me, oh, okay, it is time to sell because you've had it for 4 years or 5 years. No. There are times AI tool will suggest something to you. You also have to use your own judgment and think, is this the right thing? Is this what I want to do? Most of the time, AI tools will tell you the right thing. And whether it's a website as well, they are forecasting or whatever, they will tell you the right thing. But that right thing, is it actually right for you? It may be right for some other people, but is it right for you? So you have to make that decision. If you think it is not right for you, then don't follow it. Don't follow it. But if you think it is right for you, then, because some people will tell you, if I have hold this stock for 5 years, I've had it for too long, I should sell it and get my profits. They are right to their opinion. They are entitled to their opinion. But nobody can tell me, because I've hold my JITCO for even if I hold it for 10 years and I have made the money back like 5 or 6 or even 7 times. Nobody can tell me go and sell it because you have had it for too long. No, I'm going to continue to hold it. As long as it is paying me dividend every year, I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to hold it. And I will continue to buy quality stocks. To me, it doesn't matter whether it is expensive or it is not expensive. It's not about price. I've already shown you 8 units of Seplat will give you more dividend than 10,000 units of Jay's Bank or 4,000 units of FCMB or 3,000 units of Wema Bank. So it's not about units. It's not about the price is high, the price is low. What you want to be looking at is, how much am I getting back for every 1 naira that I invest? How much am I getting back? To some extent, the higher the dividend, the higher the dividend yield, because that's another thing you should be checking when you are buying stocks. And if you go into stock analysis, you will see it there. It will tell you the dividend yield of every stock. I'm not saying dividend yield is the only thing you should look at. Oh, if the dividend yield is 6%, then don't look at anything else. Go and buy. No, that's not what I'm saying. But to some extent, the higher the dividend yield, the better for you. Amongst all my stocks, the one with the highest dividend yield is NIDF. In your own stock portfolio, I don't know which one is the highest, which one has the highest dividend yield, but on a rule of thumb, at the very least, I would say you should be looking for stocks that have dividend yield of, I want to say 3%, but okay, let me look at my portfolio again. Because to be honest, I think you should be going for stocks that give you at least 3%, but maybe 2.5% might be a starting ground. But let me see what I have in my own portfolio. Okay, in my portfolio, the highest dividend yield is 11.43%, and that is NIDF. The lowest dividend yield is NGX Group, and it is 1.71%, followed by Boa Food, 2.98%. So out of 11 stocks, 8 of them are giving me 3.5 and above. One is giving me 2.98, which is below 3. Another one is giving me 1.71, which is below 3. And Dangote Sugar, they are not even paying dividend at all. So they don't even have a dividend yield. So out of 11 stocks, 8 are giving me 3.5% and above. So if you are asking me, I would say you need a minimum of 3% dividend yield. Any stock you are buying, you need a minimum of 3%. But the more stocks you buy, then you have to become flexible to some extent because you are not going to get what you want all the time. So if you are thinking, oh, okay, somebody said you need stocks that gives 3% or more as a dividend yield, but now you've bought, maybe your portfolio has grown to about 8 million naira, and you now have about 10 stocks. It doesn't mean all your 10 stocks will give you dividend yield of minimum of 3%. If out of 8 stocks, about 6 are giving you dividend yield of 3% or more, then that's okay. That's okay. But you need to be putting dividend yield into consideration. But it is not the only thing you should check. Does that answer you? Hello?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, should we call it a day, or anybody else want to say something? Or should we call it a day?
You have done noble. Thank you very much. Just want to use this opportunity to appreciate you and say God bless you.
Amen.
We might not be able to appreciate you enough, but we pray that God continue to increase you and give you more knowledge, and as you grow in business, increase you. Thank you very much. I personally have really enjoyed the program, and honestly speaking, you have made my day. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, one last thing. I would encourage everyone to take your investment serious and invest regularly. It doesn't have to be when you have 50,000 naira. If you look at my stock statements, the way I buy my stock, I have a statement, the way I buy my stock, and I posted it in the Telegram group. If you look at it, there are times I bought 1 unit, just 1 unit, and not once, not twice, not 3 times. Anytime I have money, even if it is 200 naira, and I know that 200 naira can buy 1 unit of NIDF, I will go and buy NIDF, 1 unit. If I have 1,000 naira, and I know that 1,000 naira can buy 1 unit of Dangote cement, or maybe 1 unit of MTN, I will go and buy it. Maybe next time, if I have 50,000 naira and I can buy more units, then 50,000 naira, I buy more units. But invest regularly. Don't wait until you have 20,000 naira or 30,000 naira. Buy regularly, and buy it and keep it for a long time. But most importantly, buy stocks that gives you good dividend. Thank you, everyone. And let's meet again next Sunday. Thank you, and have a good night rest. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh, this is nice. So good one.